Hi, today is April 7th, 2026. We're on the roof of the Malnar family. We're going to complete a repairability assessment. What we're going to do is assess the repairability conditions when we remove and reinsert the shingle that's marked with X. The current temperature is 73 degrees. It's April 7th. It's about 9:15 in the morning. What I want to do first is diagnose the area. We have the shingle marked out in X. It's got a large wind crease throughout it. It needs to be removed and repaired. We have all the shingles surrounding it marked out. Shingle books 1 and 2 are directly underneath shingle book X. Shingle book 3 is off to the left. Shingle book 4 is off to the right. Shingle book 5 and 6, they overlap the nail strip of shingle book X. And then 5 and 6 have nails in their nail strip, which are underneath books 7 and 8. So all 8 of these books tie into shingle book 8 and shingle book X in one way or another. What I want to do first is diagnose the shingle. It's a dimensional shingle. It starts here and it ends there. I need to get shingle book X completely removed from all the material that binds it to the books beneath it, books 1 and 2. So I'll be starting with the roofing snake. Start at the strongest part of the shingle and just work to get it removed. Run my fingers across here. I can already feel a bunch of mat transfer. That's from when the wind was blowing this shingle around. It ripped it up. Mat transfer on the bottom of it. We see big globs of it right there, and we see a patch of it right here. So we're gonna mark shingle book 2 has mat transfer. All right, now I need to do the same thing for the books above it, books 5 and 6, because I need to get into their the nail strip of shingle book X. All right. I need to do the same things for books 7 and 8 because I need to get into the nail strips of 5 and 6. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a review underneath books 5 and 6. That's pretty smooth and good. Oh. Yeah, we've got some big globs of mat transfer. Let me get my chop. We've got a big glob of mat transfer right here, which is off of book 3. So I'm going to mark book 3 with mat transfer. We can see some of the material right here. That's more mat transfer. We see it's torn underneath there, so we know that book 5 has mat transfer on it. Under book 7 and 8, pretty good. All right, we're good to go. Now I need to get all the nails that are in the nail strip out. There's one. There's 2. This one is driven pretty far in. Hoping I can get it out from the top. Oh, I did. There's 3. One. 4. And the last one is over here. And that one popped through the shingle. I'll have to get it out from the bottom. Once I remove the shingle, I'll be able to get that one out. Now we need to get the nails that are in the nail strips of books 5 and 6. Anything that goes in through our shingle will need to be removed. We have one here. Got it. We have one here as well. Got it. We have one there. Shingle book X runs all the way to there. Hopefully, oh, we still have one up here somewhere. There it is. Get this in the notes. Right here on shingle book 6, we can see that it's falling apart. The shingle book has begun to fall into 2 pieces and has completely separated out this seam. It has completely delaminated. Book 6. I'm going to write DL and strike it out because this book needs to be repaired now because it is literally in 2 pieces. I believe that I should be able to get my shingle book out. I do. I'll set that off to the side. Now I'm going to do an investigation of the underlayment, making sure that we have a clean and clear surface for a reinsertion. Get this here. We can see that this tooth also is starting to become delaminated in this corner. So we know that book 5 has material transfer and a delaminated tooth. Let's look at book 7 and 8. 7 as well, look at 7. We can see right here, this tooth is delaminated. Almost 50% of it is delaminated. This one is 100% delaminated. The books are just delaminating when we separate them from the bonding material that holds them to the books below. 8 right here has a delaminated tooth. Look, get right here. We can see that this one is doing the same thing that book 6 did. Because of this delaminated tooth, it's delaminating at the seam. This book has now failed. It will eventually fall into 2 pieces. This tooth here is delaminated, so we'll mark that with delam. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my shingle book. I'm going to put it back in place. Something's impeding us. Under here, you can see that this is torn and rolling up. We'll have to work to get over that. See the felt right here? Try to smooth that out a little bit. Alright, I have our shingle book back in place. Now I'm going to take the roofing snake, 1 1/4 per code roofing nails. The reason why we use the roofing snake is so we don't have to lift books 5 and 6 more than necessary to get an appropriate nail strike. So I'm starting on one end of the shingle, work my way from left to right. Oh man, this book is just falling apart into 2 pieces. When you lift it up, it just fails. Make sure that I'm lined up in the nail strip and straight. That's 1. 2. Three. And all the way on the end. Number 4. All right, we have our shingle book reinserted. However, we can go through and look at some things that have transpired. We know that this seam here and this tooth here has completely become delaminated. Book 7 is stricken. Book 8 has a delaminated tooth here. Book 5, we know that it has mat transfer and a delaminated tooth here. It's about 30% of that tooth is delaminated. We know that, I'll put an X through that. That's a stricken book. This needs to be repaired. Book 6 has completely fallen into 2 pieces. We know that it is fully delaminated. We'll strike that. Book 3 has mat transfer on it. Right here. We can see the mat transfer right there. And a big glob underneath here. Get underneath the shingle. Big glob of it underneath there. So book 3 needs to be cleaned up. And book 2 has mat transfer on it from our book that was removed. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 affected shingles out of 8. When we do a repair, this is the ratio of shingle books that will be affected. Because of this ratio and current condition of the roof, I deem this roof irreparable.